Welcome all for the happy learning on data structures and algorithm, and today we are going to start with the third module, and third module is all about linked list and the stack. The first half of the third module will be the linked list and the next half of the third module will be the concept of stack, and the first session in the third module will be the basic concepts of linked list. We'll go to the session. We all know what is data structure. It is nothing but it is a way of organizing a raw data in a specific manner so that raw data is converted into an applications, right? This is what data structure is, and we usually implement the data structure in two ways, either using array concept or pointer. There are only two ways to implement the data structure. One is using arrays, the other one is using pointers. We all know what is array. Okay, it is nothing but the collection of similar data items. When I want to use the data items with more number of datas, I will prefer array. Okay, since I can use more number of datas in the same array name, I go with array. It is a collection of similar data type where we are going to use it under a common name, and we access this array using the concept of indexing. We all know that. We have already discussed this in the second module. We access the array starting with a of 0 followed by a of 1 followed by a of 2 until the size of the array, that is until the array of n, and it is a continuous memory allocation. What is continuous memory allocation? The data are stored in a continuous sequential order, that is one data followed by the other data, and your lowest memory address will be your first element and the highest element will be your last element. Example, if we have the array of 5 element, so a of 0 we will store the lowest element. Suppose we are having 5 elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. At a of 0 you will be having the lowest element 10, and a of 1 you will be having 20, and a of 3 will be having 30, and a of 4 will be having 40. This is how we will be placing the elements in an array. And we know what are the types of array we have. We have single dimensional array, we have two dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Based on the application, we will be choosing the which type of array is needed for that particular application. This is what array based implementation of data structure is. Now we'll see what is linked list implementation. Okay, the other type of implementation we have seen, either will be implementing through the array concept or the pointer concept. We all know what is pointer. We have discussed this in the module 1. What is pointer? It is nothing but it is a variable which is holding a memory address. When I use the term pointer, it specifies that it is a variable which is holding a memory address. For example, if I give int a is equal to 5, when I give it as a star a, what is the symbol we use for a pointer? We use the symbol of star. So what it specifies is it specifies where that 5 is stored in the memory. It specifies the location what a is holding. A is holding 5, and this will be referencing the memory location of that particular element 5. Okay, so we will be using a pointer to address the location of an element. Okay, now instead of an indexing in the array, we will be using the pointer to represent an address of an element. That is pointer implementation of a data structure, and we say this as a linked list implementation. Same thing, pointer implementation and the linked list implementation are the same. And we have two fields here, one field to represent the data and the other field to represent the address of the next element. Okay, we'll see who has introduced this. This linked list was developed in the year of 1955 to 56 by Alan Neville, Cliff Shea and Herbert and Simon in order to create an application which involves large amount of data. When there is a large amount of data, that data has to be organized in a specific order so that it is converted into an application. For this purpose, they created the linked list. Okay, why can't they use array? We have some limitations in array. That is why they have developed, to overcome that limitations in array based implementation, they have introduced this linked list concept, and we'll discuss in the forthcoming sessions we'll discuss what is the drawback we have the array based implementation, why do we go for linked list implementation. First we'll see what is linked list is. It is a linear data structure. We have already discussed what are the types of data structures we have. We have two types of data structure. One is linear data structure, the other one is non-linear data structure. What is linear data structure? In linear data structure, the data will be ordered, arranged in sequential order. That is one data followed by the other data. This type of data, we say it as linear data structure. And here in linked list, the same thing. Linked list is also an example for a linear data structure. We have a nodes here which is holding we have two nodes. One will be holding the data and the other node to represent the address of the next element, or we say that as a pointer node. Okay, we have two nodes here, one for the element and the other for the other, we call it as a pointer node, which is representing the address of the next node. We'll see what are the basic nomenclature we follow in linked list. We have element. Element is nothing but the data. What we are using in an application or a program, we say that as an element. And next nomenclature is node. Node is nothing but the data. Node is nothing but it which is specifying the pointer. That is, it is specifying the address of the next element. Okay, so we use the terms element, node, next link. The other terminology we use here is link, which is associated with the address of an element. Then we have next pointer. Either we use it as a next link or a next pointer, and when we refer an address of the next element, we use either next link or next pointer. And we have the other two nomenclature, that is head and the null. Head is nothing but the starting of a node. Okay, starting of a node we represent as head, so that the computer understands that it is a starting node. How does a computer understand the particular node is a starting node? Only we have to give an instruction to computer to make it understand. That is why we use that terminology or nomenclature, head to represent an first node. And how do we make a machine to understand that it is a last node in a list? By specifying, giving it as a null. Okay, null specifies it an empty value or no values. When I represent the address of the next variable to be null, it specifies it is a last node. These are all the basic concepts we have, basic concept and nomenclature we have in linked list. Okay, here is an example of a linked list. See, we have two fields. One is for the data, the other one is for the address. Other one is for the next node, which is representing the address of the next element. See what are all the elements we have here. We have A, B, C, D. Okay, since A is the first element, we represent A as a head node to make a computer understand it starts with the A. Okay, and we place first field will be the data field followed by the pointer, that is either you say it as next field or next, which is indicating the pointer, which is indicating the address of the next element. So what does next represent here? It is representing the address of the element B. Okay, element B is the next element. So where is that B but stored in the memory? That will be represented in the A's next link. Then B, then the next node is B, and B first field is data field, that we have data is B, and the next node, it is nothing but the address of the element C. So it is going to represent the address of the element C, so that it can directly go to that particular address to access the element. So C, third node is again a node which is having the data as C and an address of the next element. What is the next element we have? Next element is D, so it is representing the address of the next element D. So D is the last element in the node, last node in the list. So we use the pointer next link as to be null, which specify there is no other data followed by D. So whenever a computer is instructed with the null in the code, it recognizes that it is the last node of the list. This is an example of a linked list. This is one more example. So we have 4 elements here. we know how the linked list is represented. We have two nodes. One is for data. The other one is to represent the address of the next node. So here we have 5, 7, 2 and 15. And your head node will be at the 5 and your last node will be at the 15. Okay, so 5 will be having the address of the next node 7. And 7 will be having the address of the next node, that is 2. And 2 will be having the address of the next node, that is 15. Now we'll see why do we go for linked list. Okay, we have already discussed what is array. And since we have few limitations in array, we are going to the linked list. We'll see what is the limitation we have in array. Okay, we all know array is of static allocation. That is, when I use the concept of array, I have to declare the size of array initially. So for example, if I am creating a class array for your class, the class strength is 12 and I will be creating an array of EEE 12. Okay, but I may not use all the 12 memory what I have been allocated. Okay, so that is the problem we have in array. Okay, it is static. If I have to declare the size of array initially. Whereas linked list is dynamic, that is, whenever we need, we will be creating it or we will be avoiding it. So your array is static and your linked list is dynamic. And the second difference is insertion and deletion is insufficient in array, whereas insertion and deletion is efficient in linked list. We'll see why it is so. While I want to insert or delete an element in an array, I should start from the starting of my array. That is, I have to start with A of 0, followed with A of 1, followed with A of 2 until the element where I have to insert. And when I want to delete, I have to start accessing from A of 0 to the element where I have to delete. Okay, this makes insufficient. It is time consuming process and memory resource needed to occupy this data is also high, so it is insufficient, inefficient. Whereas in linked list, whichever node I wanted to insert, I can directly insert a node in a particular location. And when I want to delete a node, I can directly delete a node from a particular memory location. So my insertion and deletion are efficient in linked list. And when I go with array, random access is efficient here, but we don't have the concept of random access here. What is random access? Random indexing here. See, when I start indexing from A of 0 to A of n. Okay, A of 0 followed by A of 1 followed by A of 2. So implementing this, it is easier for me. To implement the array, it is easier since it is following a random access by using indexing concept. Whereas in linked list, I have two fields. One is for data field and the other one for the pointer field. So the implementation is tough compared to that of arrays. And the fourth limitation we have with array is we face the problem of wastage of memory. What is wastage of memory here? If I declare the array size, that particular memory is freezed for that particular program, particular application. If I declare the array size as A of 10, even though I am not using all the size of 10 elements, if I am using 5 elements, the rest of 5 elements I will not be able to use it since it has been already freezed for the particular application. Once it is declared, it cannot be used by any other application. That is the limitation we have in arrays. Whereas linked list, we are creating the memory during it is dynamic. We are going to create it only when there is a need for it. So there is no wastage of memory in the linked list. And the next concept we have in arrays, we have sequential access, which is faster since it is accessing from A of 0 to A of n. Whereas in linked list, sequential access is slow since we are supposed to access two fields in each and every node. One is for the data or an element, the other field for the address of the next element. Okay, this is what the basic concept we have in the linked list, and we'll see the real-time examples of a linked list. Okay, you can see the family tree, and this is a very good example for a linked list. Whereas from our great grandparents, our grandparents has emerged. From the grandparents, our parents has emerged, and from our parents, we have evolved, and our siblings or we ourselves and siblings have been emerged from the our parents. Okay, this is what a linked list is. From grandparents to parents, parents to children's. This is what a very good example for a linked list. The other example is the railway track, railway engine. Okay, in a train, when you take a train, we have different compartments, and how these compartments are linked together is the concept of linked list. We have one compartment followed by the other compartment, and that compartment is linked with the next compartment. This is how it is linked, how the compartment is linked. This is also one more very good practical example, real-time example of a linked list. This is all about your linked list basic concept. Thank you all.